Apple retail stores, resellers, and specialists are holding special events across the country for the release of macOS 10 version 10.2 Jaguar. It's past 1 o'clock in the morning, and there have been over 2,500 people here at the Palo Alto store. People who have waited over 2 hours to join in the fun, get some gifts, but more importantly, to be among the first to own 10.2 Jaguar.
I have been the first in my family and the first on my block to purchase all the Apple hardware and software in the last 8 or 9 years, and this is no exception.
You know, this is the first major, what I consider the major release to the operating system since it has been released for general use. And to me, the new features are compelling enough that I wanted to be a part of that.
Phil Schiller, Senior Vice President for Worldwide Marketing, explains that as he stood in line along with the rest of the crowd, he was amazed to see people as excited as he was for the release of macOS 10 10.2. Phil was truly overjoyed with the number of people who came out for the Jaguar launch. And according to him, this is just the beginning.
There's so many Mac customers who will come in the weeks and months ahead that we have to keep going, keep showing them. We saw this with 10.1 and Puma. It had a spike, but then it stayed relatively strong for a couple months beyond, and macOS never did that in the past, and now it does. So don't give up. Keep the floor stands up there. Keep asking everyone who comes into the store, have you upgraded to Jaguar yet? Keep offering to demonstrate it and show it to them. I think this kind of retail excitement and experience benefits all of our channels, and we want all the channels to lift and raise up because of this. So we should all take advantage of it.
macOS 10 version 10.2 Jaguar attracted more than 50,000 people to Friday night's opening events and sold more than 100,000 copies in the first weekend. According to Ron Johnson, Senior Vice President for Retail, the turnout at the Palo Alto store was 5 times better than the grand opening.
Well, I think two things happened. Number one, tonight it started at 10:20, a really innovative time, but everyone came for the start, where for a grand opening they can come all day. But secondly, the crowd is filled with a lot of PC people, which is really surprising. I personally sold 2 computers tonight to PC owners, and this is a Jaguar party. And so I think it's the Apple coming together with the Switcher campaign, with a lot of great products, new operating system, great applications. You know, it's really coming together.
Resellers also had their share of crowds. Elite Computers and Software attracted a good number of Mac fanatics as Elite employees brought in the much-anticipated product in 3 Jaguar convertibles at the Cupertino location. Jeff Hansen, Senior Director for Channel Sales, Apple Specialists, explains that specialists across the country went to great lengths to make the Jaguar event uniquely their own.
In New York, they're actually holding it at a zoo in the, what do they call it, I can't think of the name, but it's the habitat for the Jaguars. That's where they're going to host this launch. There's another one that actually brought a Jaguar in Pennsylvania. They're bringing a Jaguar into the store. Hopefully we don't have any insurance problems with that, but they're actually bringing the Jaguar in the store. So people have found creative ways to help launch this very exciting product. We're very happy for them.
In addition to the decorations, special setup, and other preparations for the event, the sales staff had to learn as much as they could about macOS 10 Jaguar. Jeff Westerfield, Vice President of Merchandising for Elite Computers, explains that Learn and Earn courses, as well as reviews and articles by the press and analysts, have greatly helped their staff to get up to speed on Jaguar.
What we've found in talking to customers, and once we've explained to them that this is really a major upgrade, I think in some ways because it was a 10.2, you know, kind of forgetting that 10 itself was like this whole new thing, and .2 really is just as significant a jump as, you know, from OS 8 to OS 9 was. I mean, that's the way we've been positioning to our customers. This is a big deal. You know, I think we're still in a stage where there's a big chunk of the user base that really is still uncertain about, you know, OS 10 and why they should migrate to it. And I think this is really the breakthrough now, where there's just so much there that it becomes a no-brainer to do it.
Out of the 150 new features of Jaguar, there have been a couple that have stood out.
I think I'm looking forward to Sherlock, the search engine. You know, just kind of consolidating everything into one package. It was a great idea.
Well, Rendezvous obviously is the big one that for me makes a lot of sense. The iChat for my kids, they're the AOL instant messenger freaks along with their friends, and this I think is going to give them a little more access to their friends and things to do. The iCalendar and the other iSync will probably come along a little later on, but are also important features for me.
It fixes some of the problems in mail right now, and the speed increase are the big things.
I like the new Sherlock. I'm interested. I played with it here in the store for an hour or so since we had the time, and it looks very powerful. So I'm looking forward to using it for some of the airline flight scheduling that it looks like it can handle.
Well, I like its interconnectivity, working with PCs. I work in a PC environment, and that's very helpful.
And that may explain why PC users were also in line waiting for their chance to own the new operating system.
Jaguar has finally made cross-platform networking possible. And now with 10.2, PC users are running out of excuses not to make the switch.
I was kind of ignorant and kind of shut my world out to Macs. And then as soon as Barry, my boyfriend, informed me about what the Mac is about now and what it has, OS 10, all this creative stuff, iPhotos, iMovies, I was just sold. And so I thought, well, if I open up the doors to my friends, maybe, they can join me in my little adventure.
My Windows system just kept crashing and it lost my portfolio, and I had it, and so now I went with a stable product and I haven't had a problem since.
I work at Intel, and we got macOS 10.2 2 days ago, and it's been installed on every single Macintosh at our office.
And so far, what's the feedback at the company?
Absolutely fabulous. Believe it or not, at Intel, there's more people there that wish they were using the macOS than are using Windows.
The initial sales figure proves that the price is no longer an issue, as customers have come to appreciate Jaguar. According to Walt Mossberg of the Wall Street Journal, 10.2 should have been called macOS 11 because of all the new features and improvements made to the operating system.
I think it's absolutely worth the investment, even if you've just recently bought a Mac and if you're wondering. Because, as you mentioned, the 150 new features that were released on it, I mean, you have the Mail with the anti-spam on it, and the Sherlock and the Quartz Extreme and the Rendezvous, just getting all those machines together on the network, it's incredibly worth it. I'd wholeheartedly recommend it.
If you spend the 130, 129, you'll save yourself so much time and money just by not having to call tech support. It just runs and it works. It's beautiful.
I think it's actually worth probably $150 to me. I don't know. I don't mind paying $130.